Hey everyone, my name's Amanda and I'm the Fun Size Reader, and today I wanted to bring you an announcement that I saw earlier this week from Jennifer Lynn Barnes. It's about one of our favorite series, the Inheritance Games. Now, if you followed along with my channel at all, you know that I have been reading the Inheritance Games since the beginning. We've been waiting for these books to come out. It's probably one of my recent favorite YA contemporary series. I think it was really, really well done, very unique, and just one that I do highly recommend for people to read. But Jennifer came out with an announcement this week about another Hawthorne series. She put out an article, I think it was with Cosmopolitan, where she talked about the series and she talked about a secret project that she's been planning for a while now. That secret project or projects are 3 more books. Now, this is interesting because a lot of times when people come out with books or series that they plan after they've had a series as successful as this one has been, usually it's a prequel, but this one is not a prequel. So I was like, this is very different. Essentially how she's described it is it's not a continuation of the story. The story that we've got in these books is over. This is new and it happens after the fact, but it follows the Hawthorne brothers. And because of that, the title of the first book is The Brothers Hawthorne. If you read the description, which I'll put in the description down below, you can see that this book is about Grayson and Jameson and kind of this like combative competition that we got to know in this series. But they're competing with like new puzzles and new challenges and things across the world. So this has nothing to do with Avery and Tobias and the inheritance. This has nothing to do with that. This is strictly about the brothers. And there's going to be 3 books that are planned. The release date is set to be August 29th of 2023. So we have to wait an entire another year from the release of the final Gambit. And I've seen a lot of buzz about this news on Instagram, on social media, but I don't know how I feel about it. I think that there has been a trend in recent publishing years of extending series or characters or things to the point of exhaustion. There are quite a few series that have done that recently, and even like not so immediately recently, but like within the past 5-10 years. They just kind of continue with the same characters or the same kind of story over and over and over again. And for me, as a reader, I don't like that. There are tons of people who love it, but I don't like that. I like having new things and new ideas. I don't just like living in the same world over and over and over again. Everything kind of just starts to feel stagnant to me. And I feel like this series for me runs a risk of me feeling that way because like it was a great series, it was a great concept, but now I just don't get this new series idea. Where I know the brothers are like, they do puzzles and they challenge each other, but why? Like, what's the why? With Avery and with this first series, there was this billions of dollars at stake. There was a why. There was figuring out why she was chosen, figuring out the secrets that Tobias had. There was that. And this just kind of seems like brotherly play, and it just doesn't feel as much for me. And I just don't want to leave a boring or bad taste in my mouth after a series that I really enjoyed and I do highly recommend to people. Because we all know that I did not sit well with the final Gambit. I did have other people who did say that they like agreed with my opinion and that they felt the same way, but there are a ton of people who have loved it. And so for me, hearing this news, I was like, well, I didn't sit well with how the characters were. I didn't think that Grayson was painted in a good manner, and I'm not a super fan of Jameson. So like, I'm not excited for another book about the two of them together because of the way Gray was by the end of the series and because of just the way Jameson's character was. Like, I just was not stoked hearing that news. I think having a book with Xander could be really fun. Also, Nash, like, I don't see him having enough built into his character, at least the Nash that we've seen in this series, to like maintain a full book. So I don't know. I'm really torn on this news. I saw so many people so excited and I just took a pause and I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. And maybe it's just because I had hyped up the last book so much and then I was disappointed, and now getting this news, I'm like, I'm not as enthusiastic about this as I would have hoped I'd be. I don't know. What do you guys think? Did you hear the news? Have you seen the stuff that she posted? Have you read the article? There is, I believe, a chapter or an excerpt from stuff that she's already written for the first book in the Cosmopolitan article that I think you can read. I do really like that the cover art is the same or similar, like the artist who did these covers did the same artwork for the new series. So I do like that it was kept consistent, but I do think it makes it confusing because it looks so similar that there's no differentiation that this is a different series. At least that's the way it's being portrayed. I also think it might be confusing too that people might read that one before they read this one, and then this one might get spoiled. So is it really a separate series? I don't know. I don't know. Let me know what you think of this news. Are you excited for the book to come out? Are you not excited? Are you skeptical? Do you have questions? Like, let me know what you think. Also, if you haven't read this series and you watch this video wanting to know what the hell I was talking about, go read this. I will post my videos for it in the description so you can read these books or hear me talk about these books. But I do definitely recommend reading this series, especially if you haven't. For anybody who wants to pre-order the book, I will put a link in the description down below for that. And don't forget, you can also find me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at The Fun Size Reader. See you guys next time.